I don't get why we're antagonizing Disney right now.
I don't care.
Okay. All right.
Something I also want to mention with Darth Vader that I found really funny is when he walks in and it's this big reveal and he's just kind of standing there with his hands on his hips. Anyone else notice that? It was like, oh, it's a good job you boys did. It's like that's not cool. No cool person has ever put their hands on their hips. And yes, I'm including all of us.
Superman?
He's not cool. Superman's not cool.
Yes, he is. Maybe not in the movies you don't like, but...
But does it work for a villain, though?
But yeah, does it like instill like any kind of like threat or anything? Like he doesn't seem threatening at this point.
He seems like a dorky dad, which I guess ties into the future movies, where he's just like, you kids winning in here? Good.
That's interesting because I actually got the impression he was a very formidable villain.
Okay.
So maybe it's the prequels reading it, or I could be just off, but maybe you guys are thinking too much of what he is overall.
Yeah, no, the hands on the hips thing, no. Like, if his hands weren't on his hips and they were just straight at his sides, they're like, yeah, it's a pretty intimidating villain.
But just like his power and the way people feared him, and
the other stuff,
I definitely got the impression he wasn't like a Voldemort or anything like that. Like he's way more fearful.
I find there's a later scene in the movie that sets it up more than just his entrance. That makes him more...
But that's supposed to be a big thing of like, oh, that's the villain, and it just has his hands on his hips. I know I'm pointing at that a lot, but for some reason it really bothered me on this rewatch. Just don't put your hands on your hips. Villains never put your hands on your hips. Ever.
I mean, I guess...
I can't.
None of us can.
I feel like... Yeah, Voldemort never did that. Voldemort was never really that.
Yeah, but he didn't have a nose either, so...
Voldemort was definitely intimidating.
But if he put his hands on his hips, like the big battle at the Hogwarts at the end, if it's like, well, Harry, is that intimidating?
There's a point where he does put one hand on a hip.